Now the time is 2 past 15. So today we are learning Salient Features of Indian Constitution. Okay, this is a 10 marks important question. We study in not in detail. We will study in succinct way. Uh, while starting the answer, you can write a simple paragraph about the Indian Constitution like this. Indian Constitution is a unique constitution. It took 2 years, 11 months, 8 days for the preparing of the Indian Constitution. The Constitution is formulated by the drafting committee headed by the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and approved by the Constitution Assembly chaired by the Dr. Rajendra Prasad. This is you can write in the first paragraph. After writing the paragraph, you can give it a main heading like a salient features of Indian Constitution. You can write in a both are in uppercase letter. That will look some good. Okay, after that we can get into the one by one. Okay, firstly starting with the preamble. Okay, the preamble in the Constitution of India. Yeah, the preamble, it reflects the aims and aspirations, objectives. It begins with the word "We the people of India." It is declared as a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republic. You need to remember these words because these are the important ones in the constitution, so you need to keep it in mind. These 5 ones: sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic and republic. You can get it in 2 mark questions if it possible. Second subheading, written and detailed constitution. Okay, the Indian Constitution is a written document. By hand it was done. Okay. Originally it contains 8 schedules, 22 parts, 395 articles. Now it holds 400 plus articles. We don't write plus 400 above articles. It shows on Google for 48, but I can write your choice what you want to write. Okay, 400 above articles and 25 parts and 12 schedules. And the Indian Constitution is amended 104 times by the constitutional amendment. It was instituted 104 times. And almost all the matters, composition and organization of union states and union territories all are covered. The third subheading, combination of rigidity and flexibility. In the Indian Constitution, both features, rigid and flexible, are constituted because while some provisions need to change, it followed by a rigid procedure like a 2/3 majority by the parliament, and some other items from the constitution can be changed by the simple majority following by the parliament we can change, and others remaining can be changed by half rigid, half flexible by the parliament and state legislative assemblies, half of the state legislative assemblies. Fourth subheading, unitary and federal features. The Indian Constitution have both systems. Unitary system is applied and allowed in emergency situations, and federal situation in ordinary occasions. Single citizenship, single integrated judiciary, single election commission, etc. are some of the unitary system features, and written and rigid Supreme Constitution, two levels of government, bicameralism, etc. are the some features of the federal system. Fifth subheading, parliamentary government. Indian Constitution introduced British parliamentary system of government. British parliamentary system of government at both central level and state level. Prime Minister leadership, collective responsibility, Parliament control over the Union executive, and the nominal status of President, etc. are the features of the parliamentary government. Sixth subheading, independent judiciary. The Constitution of India granted independent and integrated judiciary for Indians. Hence, the Supreme Court and High Courts in India independently, without fear or favor to executive and legislative organs, doesn't work. Seventh subheading, directive principles of state policy. The Constitution of India directive principles of state policy derived from Ireland. These principles transforms the India into welfare, Gandhian and liberal state. Directive principles of state policy mentioned in part 4, articles from 36 to 51. Next subheading, 8th one, fundamental rights. In our constitution, fundamentals are mentioned in part 3, articles from 12 to 35. Indian citizens use these rights without the influence of government. These fundamental rights are borrowed from the America. Another subheading, 9th one, fundamental duties. In our Indian Constitution, fundamental duties are incorporated in Article 51A under Part 14A, based on the recommendations of the Swaran Singh Committee on Constitutional Reforms. There are total 11 fundamental duties: respecting the Constitution, national flag, national anthem, safeguarding the public property, and many more. These are the fundamental duties features. Another subheading: single citizenship. Our constitution gives single citizenship to all who are born in India and reside in India for a specific period, and these facility preserving the unity and integrity of the India. Last and final 11th subheading: universal adult franchise. Our constitution granted universal adult franchise to all the adults Indian citizens. As a result, all are Indian citizens. Okay, with this adult franchise, without any discrimination on a caste, religion, language, and sex, enjoyed every Indian citizens without restrictions. This is about the question, 10 marks question. This is very important question, and you can listen one by one, step by step. That's it.